Welcome back to another episode of Run Faster, where today we're going to be talking about the training programming. Training programs are broken down into smaller periods. You have a microcycle, which is either a 7 or a 10-day period. You have a macrocycle, which is generally about a month. And then you have a period, which is about 12 weeks, essentially, of training.
Today we're going to focus more on that microcycle, the 7 or 10 or 11 day cycle, kind of depending, your smallest cycle. And in future videos, we'll go over the macro cycle, when you should be mostly recovering on your microcycle, or when you should be hitting that a little bit harder.
Yep.
And then further than that, kind of focusing on a periodic style of training where you're focusing more on different styles of racing.
Exactly. And then that upper echelon there coming into the race is going to be the peaking, and we'll get to that in a future video as well. But for today, we're sticking with the microcycle. So there are two different forms of microcycles. There's going to be a 7-day period, which is obviously more based around your life, and you can fit that in more consistently. But there's a 10 or 11-day one?
Yeah, there's a way to actually manage your cycle between 10 and 11 days. So it goes back and forth between 10 and 11 days to kind of fit into the weekly program. But what it does is it actually splits your training into thirds, so you can either fit in, for example, an extra recovery day or an extra workout, kind of depending on where you are in your cycle.
Me personally, I have only ever run a 7-day week. However, I'm really excited to be trying out this 10 or 11-day cycle. Right now, I'm coming off the back of an injury. I have a month to get ready for the Carlsbad 5000. Between now and then, I want to not only slowly develop my training, but I also want to keep an eye on getting some good volume, good quality work in with some good recovery. So I think that 10-day cycle is going to work really well for me over this next month.
What that does is it helps you actually get a couple of different medium long runs in between your longest long runs, and so you have a little bit more time to let your body recover so you can reach that extra distance on your longer days. We'll throw an example of a 10 to 11 day cycle up on the screen, probably sometime around now, so you can't see me waving frantically in front of the camera.
Hopefully not.
Yeah,
I hope the microphone. Yeah, exactly. Blunder indeed.
Yes. So then the 7-day cycle, it's going to be very similar, where you're still focusing on your long run, but you might have a couple 7-day cycles before you're able to reach that longer long run. The most common thing for people to do is the 7-day cycle, just because it does fit so well into their week. To break down a 7-day cycle, it's generally going to be centered around your long run. You have your long run, some like maybe on Sunday, you've got your medium run sometime in the middle of the week, and then you try to sandwich some workouts in the middle there. The purpose of cycling either a 7 or a 10/11 day training cycle is to fit in not only your long runs, but also your recovery runs.
Keep an eye out for future videos. I'm racing the Carlsbad 5000 down in San Diego in a month, and I'm just coming off the back of an injury, so I'm slowly going to be developing my training and looking for some improvement come that race. Generally, in my life, I've only ever run a 7-day cycle, so I'm actually really excited to try out this 10-day program.
So stay tuned, follow Todd's evolution as he goes and builds up to the Carlsbad 5K, and as both of us hopefully get back into shape one of these days. We have kind of a cool journey that we're pretty excited to share with you guys as we go along, because we've got the 5K that we're both kind of trying to peak for a 5K at the same time, so our cycles line up. And then after that, we're aiming for Bloomsday in early May.
Yes.
Cycles. I saw that smile. But then we're going to try to train for Bloomsday early May, which is going to be a 12K. So we're going to start to build out that longer, kind of more aerobic side of things. Yep. And then we're really going to hit that home shortly after Bloomsday, when I try to do a fast half marathon, and you're maybe going to go for a full marathon?
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to run a marathon. It's not too long after Bloomsday, so hopefully I'll be in pretty good shape after Bloomsday, and I'll be able to run a long run or two between then, and try and run a 26-miler. See how it goes. And hopefully I can get a qualify for Boston. Between now and then, I'll be touching base with you guys with my training programs on Facebook and Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram if you want some sneak peeks on what's going on with us. And then also we'll start to throw up some random exercises every once in a while when we have something cool to show you that doesn't take a whole video.
Strength exercises you can be doing, cross-training methods.
Drills, exercises, plyos, anything that's going to create healthier and then hopefully more reactive. This is maybe not going to end up in the video, but I actually want to start teaching people how they can become more athletic as runners, because that's something that a lot of runners miss.
To build you as a better runner, to make you more consistent, we have to make you a better athlete.
That's true. Better athletes are going to be, first of all, more responsive with the ground, and so you're faster just with your natural body mechanics, and then they're also just healthier. You don't get injured as much if you have all the stability that's keeping you a good athlete. Next week, should we maybe do intro to drills or something like that?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to our channel. Also give us a like and comment on this channel, because it, we like to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. That's it for us today over at Run Faster Media in the Genius Brewing shop. Obviously, it's time for another beer.
Cheers, guys.
3 microcycles make up a macro. In a 7-day program, 4 macros make up a macro. Each of those microcycles and macrocycles do build up for a megacycle.
Build up to ultra cycles.
And then you race and hopefully you're pretty fit. And you run PRs and PBs.
J's.
Well, you eat those.